Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Scorpio, and our card tonight is Temperance. This is from the, what is the deck? I always forget the name of the decks when I need to say them. It's the Carnival at the End of the World. And this is actually one of my favorite decks ever. I was so excited to find it some years ago, and it is one of my most beloved. The artwork is gorgeous. All right, here we go. Okay, and so we'll take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. And immediately I'm looking and I'm seeing we have two people who look to be stargazing. You can see this one has like a little telescope, or what, I forget what those are called, the singular scope things. I have one to look at birds. I have binoculars, and then I have the monocular. I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but it is kind of a scope. So we have a looking glass, or no, a looking glass is like a magnifying glass, but yeah, whatever that's called, looking up towards the sky. Okay, now over here we have, it looks like we have a dragon. Okay, we have people kind of standing, it looks, behind the dragon, and then it almost seems like somebody bringing something, setting something down. So with the dragon, we're in the year of the dragon, right? 2024 going into 2025, year of the dragon. So I do feel like there's a sense of a lot of movement in your life this year. Things getting changed fairly often, it seems like. I feel like it's like you're kind of moving aspects of your life around. Now, I remember that in the Scorpio readings for the last year, we've been dealing with kind of the fallout of some tower moments, right? And trying to get your life kind of sorted in a way that is bearable. I think whatever was going on before, it just absolutely was like soul sucking. And so there have been some big changes. Now, have you fully settled into this life that you are building? I don't necessarily think to the degree that you are hoping. Okay, and I think this is why there's kind of some reorganization going on. Now, I really feel like this almost seems like a routine thing, or like your schedule. And now this might be that you are like working a new job, or you're at the same job, but the times that you're working, right? Maybe you've always been working a 9 to 5, or whatever shift you're on, right? Maybe you're overnights or whatever. It seems like maybe this is not, it's just not working for you anymore. Maybe there's some interest in kind of altering your schedule. And I don't know if that's the answer, but I do feel like, yeah, when we do change something that seems like, okay, well, you know, this is just my work hours or whatever, it's fundamental to our life, right? Our sleep schedule, how we do everything else in our day, and so on. So I feel like there really is this draw to kind of switch things up, okay? Trying to kind of live life in just a little bit different timing. Right? I always think about are certain places, like if you walk down the street, right? And you see there's a park there, or maybe there's like a bus stop, or, you know, whatever it is. And what that looks like at 6 a.m. in the morning versus, you know, noon, right? Or 7 o'clock at night might be vastly different. There are different people there. There are different amounts of traffic, or, you know, different things happening. Maybe there are soccer games in the afternoon, whereas in the morning there are people walking their dogs and getting, you know, hurrying up to get to work, and, you know, whatever it is. So changing our schedule, kind of tinkering with how we're living in that way, can absolutely make everything feel different. Okay. You know, I myself recently changed my schedule. I say, I'm reading this at night. I'm not, it's in the morning. I just am so in the habit because I've been reading late at night for so long. It just comes out of my mouth. Tonight I'm going to be reading. Well, it is almost still tonight because I start reading around 5 in the morning. So, it does feel like the night, but I'll tell you what, it has changed the whole way my day goes. Getting up super early to do my work, and then, you know, go on and I continue to work through the day. But, right, the bulk of the thing is done early in the morning now instead of at the end of my day. And it feels so much different. And sometimes we just need this kind of tinkering, right? Just to kind of see, will this work for me? Is this, you know, something that maybe it alleviates some space in your life, some time. Maybe it's going to change, you know, your energy levels, because absolutely, right? Sometimes we work through the lowest point of our day. Or maybe it is that all of our energy goes into that time of the day in our work. And then when we're done, we have nothing left of ourselves. So, you know, it might be in the interest of switching up the times a little bit so that you may have a little bit more time. Now, you might be thinking, Lenore, ridiculous. I work at a job. They set my schedule. Okay, I understand that. Maybe this isn't just about work. Maybe it is about other things that you're doing. Maybe like when you go to the gym, or go for a walk, or have time with your family, you know, things that your kids are doing, their activities, rescheduling some things, okay? And maybe it is also to allow yourself some time. You know, who has any time, right? Any free time to free up, or time where in our schedules. But yeah, sometimes we really do. And now that we're going into the real depth of summer or winter, wherever you are, whatever the season might be, yeah, this might be a good time to really kind of force yourself to create some free time so that you can, you know, kind of do the things that you want to do, or just rest, right? Remember what that's like, just resting? No, I don't remember either. But, you know, it might be a good time to figure out, yeah, this is a little period of reprieve for myself. And, you know, it's amazing what that might do for us. Now, I want to keep looking here. We have a dog. We also have the number 2. We have an elephant with their trunk up, and we have a dog barking in the middle too. So I do have kind of a lunar energy. There is a lunar energy, but I feel like, yeah, and going into the night side. So maybe this is that you are going to be spending more of your evenings more open for yourself. I really feel like you're getting into this place of like traveling your mind. I can't explain it any other way than that. I just imagine like having a chair in a room, and and it's dark outside and you can see through the windows. It's dark, and having a low light, you know, like a warm light on, and maybe sitting there and just letting your mind drift, right? Maybe you're reading the paper or you're reading a book. You kind of set it down in your lap and you just kind of gaze out into the night, and just letting yourself kind of go, letting your mind go wherever it wants to. This kind of searching or exploration, time travel is what I like to call it. You know, going through time and space, just allowing the signs, symbols, synchronicities to emerge in the front of your consciousness. It's important that we have moments like this, but I do feel like, yes, it is a time for you to let go of the rigid kind of lock you have on life right now. And I think a lot of it's finding stability, finding consistency, but maybe sometimes going overboard, right? Where it's so rigid, it is so prescribed that you start to feel like you're imprisoned in your own life. And you're the one that's created the schedule, right? And it's kind of this like, well, you know, I'm the one that chose these things, but here I am. I feel like I'm in my own prison, and I need to do something to escape this. So I feel like it's a loosening of those reins a little bit. And with the dog barking, that is from the lunar card, right? The moon card. And so I do feel there is a kind of an anxiety around this, right? Trying to figure out, how do I like mellow out a little bit? How do I chill? How do I get into that chill place? Because I feel like you're very wound up. It's just about life, about living, about, you know, finances and living space and relationships and you know, the meaning of it all, and, you know, and so on. But we also have this temperance card. And so we must remind ourselves, right? That which is above flows to that which is below, and so on. It goes back up, right up, back up. The macro to the micro to the macro. And so it is. And you must remind yourself, you are here because you are supposed to be. Right? And that's all that really needs to be said. No. You're here because you're supposed to be. It's easy for us to complicate things unnecessarily. Okay? You are a strong person. You've been through it. You are a tempered being. If you can think of like a piece of metal being tempered in the fires, the strength of it, the strength of you. But at the same time, you know, when we have been through some things, when things have not always been easy or have come easily to us, yeah, we can get in these places where we have big emotions, big reactions. And we have to remind ourselves to temper ourselves, that mercurial nature, right? Bring it down a level. And that's what it is. It's about getting to that center, feeling a little more grounded, a little more at ease in your own life. And I think that's where we get the dog who seems very serene up here, right? Coming into a place of just being there, being in the thing, being involved in your life, but not trying to control every little aspect of it. Okay? Now we have the goat. Okay, well, you can see here's the head and the horns. Now we have another goat up here. So, you know, I think that really a continued reminder of your ability to traverse difficult situations. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And I see, you know, with your strength, with your ability, with your foresight, you will come out to where you want to be. It is taking time. You need to give yourself time, the patience that you deserve. But it is here. We have a rose right here. Okay? So the mystery of the thing, right? Coming together for you, revealing itself. Up here we have a fish. We have another fish over here. So I do see there is financial ease coming. And I think a lot of it it's surrounded by the money stuff. I think that is the thing that really gets you kind of in that spiral of thinking. Now, we also have an anchor here. And I'm going to carefully bring this up here. But we have this large anchor. Okay, so this leads me to believe that you have some deep and profound relationship in your life. And I think that you do vacillate between this is the thing, this is the life I want, this is the person, right, that I want to have a life with. And I want to, you know, put down some roots here. At the same time, I think you vacillate then between that and I'm tied to this person that freaks me out. We maybe have, you know, money put into something together. Maybe you're married, right? You're married. You have assets together. You have debt together and so on. And that complicates things. I don't think this is a detractor from the relationship. But I do think as a Scorpio, as somebody who is so fiercely independent, it can be kind of scary, right? Maybe you've been together for 40 years and you still have that anxiety once in a while, you know? Am I just like tethered to this life? Am I here because I have all these responsibilities and it would be awful to have to get out of them? Or, unravel, or what is that? Unknot this thing that we've created together. But I think a lot of times this is, you know, it is a impulse towards individuality, kind of going your own way, doing your own thing, which 100% I think that you easily do, anyways. Right? You have not lost yourself in a union. But it does. I think it's normal for people to have these kinds of moments, right? Maybe not all the time, but once in a while, yeah. You think, what the heck? How did I end up here? Doing all this stuff with this person and we're going to spend our life together. You know? And that's what it is. They don't talk about it a lot when you're in a long relationship. When you, blend your life together. Yeah, there will be times where there's kind of terror about that. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean it means something, but it doesn't mean it's a corrupted relationship or there's anything wrong with you or the relationship. It's normal. We're our own people. We are autonomous beings. And it's not easy to give yourself over to, being coupled with somebody. Not always. I'm sure some people it comes very naturally. But some of us, no. Yeah, it's something we have to decide continually. I want to be here. I love this person. I love this life that we're building. Is it always easy? No. Are there a lot of stressors and moving parts and things? Yeah, for sure. But I think it'll be okay. I think this is, it's tied to everything as a whole picture. And it's something, you know, and if it, I always do, you know, I do. If you've heard my readings, I advocate for anybody who has the ability, go to counseling, look for a therapist, a support group, your people that you trust, your support people. Communicate. Don't hold this stuff in. Don't let it get built up so you're going to explode and have a huge meltdown and problem, you know, in your life, creating problems where there are none, or you know, making something much larger than it is, right? That's because we don't talk about things. That happens when we don't communicate. Now, you don't always have to do that with your partner, right? Sometimes you do. You need a third-party, uninvolved person. And if you can afford a therapist or a counselor, even better, because then they're bound by, you know, privacy laws. And that's important. I mean, at least to me it is. And I think it's a really, really good resource. Is it available to everybody? No, unfortunately not. And it's hard. Even if you can afford it, it's hard to find a therapist that you like and then get on their schedule, right? So I understand there are a lot of hurdles there. But we all need somebody to talk to, and we all need to do that in a way that, you know, we can trust in. So maybe something to think about. Now, we also have JA, or maybe JAH. So JAH. So we have jaw, no, jaw, right? So God. Maybe a name. It could be a name. There are a lot of people named Jaw as well. We also have a Sacred Heart. So I do feel like there is a real, you know, in these moments in life, often, a lot of us, I think, we do find refuge in our faith, in our relationship to the divine. And I do, there's no difference here. I feel that you absolutely have that relationship as well. And lean into that. Okay, so we also have the number 31, and up here we have 40. 40 and 31. Okay, and we're gonna do these divine doors, and I'm gonna flip through. I'm gonna stop where it feels right. Beautiful. I love the green fence here. It says, a note on love. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. When love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. Yes. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. Yeah, and I think that's it. I gotta hurry up. I'm running late. I'm always running late, it feels like. No, I'm actually so annoying. I arrive to things so early. And so for me, running late is like being a half an hour early, which is, I know, ridiculous. Thankfully, my husband's on the same schedule. Or he's the same type of person. We're both very early to everything. But I don't like to be in a panic. So anyways, I'm rambling. I love you. I thank you. And we're going to talk in just a few days from now. So take care. Enjoy the weather. The solstice is coming up. I think, is it next weekend? Actually, let me take a look. It must, yeah, it's coming up this weekend. Or when is the solstice? What day is the solstice? I don't even know. Let me see for sure. The 20th. It's, oh my gosh, it's in 2 days. This will come out on the solstice. Okay, so happy solstice. I did not even realize that. Nice. I got to get on it. I got to go get some groceries. I'm going to make a feast. A little feast. All right. I love you all. Tell me what you're doing for the solstice. I thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night.